They know what they I came on top of the building, yeah, my we had a plan. We came on top of the building, yeah, my we never ran. Down there, thought that had a fan. Oh, hey, any 10 o'clock, got a flight out, yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy truck and a bitch door with a land. Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman. Batman, I'm best man. I got my best man. I got my...
We're at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Tight end. 319.
Down they go with the running back. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Hey, let's go, come on.
The huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Double tight.
Hey, let's go, come on.
4 down. Check. Watch the shift. Watch the shift.
Get up.
Try the ground game here with the running back. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
I see you. Boom!
That's fine. Yeah.
Switch. 36.
319.
Floating right. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And the big fella stepped that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. On the return, Dexter. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Bears take over.
Gun!
Hey, 4 down. Mike 55.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
3 yards on that last run, so here is 2nd and 7 from the 28.
Now let's go!
This is Cohen on the toss, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Strong right.
Detroit!
We got 4.
To throw on third down, Fisher. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And now the Packers get set to go. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And an alley to run. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
Yeah, baby.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try
right
again.
over
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Outside coming.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Tight dog. Check.
Wind out. You got 58.
On second down is Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Blitz.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Wide left. Jumbo.
Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go.
Rodgers now on first down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Get him, boys. Get him, boys.
A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the season. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not have the ball again.
Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, a 22.
Gun!
I got 29.
Throwing on first down. Fisher. Over the middle, it's complete. And shutting him off, now open field. Past the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed
Four
him,
down, four
it
down.
would have been a
Different
lot.
First and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Hey, 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 hey. 4 down, 4 down, 4 down.
The middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal.
Single, single. Watch 23, watch 23. Come off the ball hard.
From the gun, Fisher. And that is incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
This is taken at the 3. And an alley to run. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Packers. In for the score. And the Packers add on to their lead. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that and they say challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. That offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation that his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48.
Hey, we...
No.
And they'll go with the ground attack. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Double tight. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
Strong right! Strong right!
Six guy! Check six guy! Check 31!
Green Knight United!
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in
Go,
this
hey, let's go,
situation
come on.
nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
319! 319!
Hey, we gotta get to the ball, T. We gotta get to the ball. Let's keep.
Hey, where y'all going? Zoom, zoom.
Check.
Go. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. 3 down.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Oh, hit as he throws there,
Boy, I know you
incomplete.
felt that one.
Well, we always
I
talk
know
about how
you
you've got to
felt
be
that
quick
one.
when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third
Tight end
down.
right. Tight end right.
Poco over here.
3 down.
319!
Now they'll load on the top. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else.
Undercrush.
Call it a gain of
Undercrush.
3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Buzz.
He was hoping to get to the edge,
Be
but they
ready,
did a
be
really
ready.
nice job of forcing him back inside. Excellent play defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Chicago
right, now,
offense
lucky
coming
56,
back out onto
lucky
the field.
56.
And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they
Everyone's
can do
got 4.
better.
4 down.
I want to see if they want to go and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some
See
confidence.
what happens. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Get out of here, man.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Set up! 180!
Mike 55. Mike 55. Hey, eat.
First throw for the backup Trubisky.
Too little, cupcake.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Crash down.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Blitz. Woo-hoo-hoo. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Double tight. 4 down.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Trubisky. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sack back at about the 43-yard line. Clay Matthews in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky.
Red, red's up.
4 down. Check.
Lock in.
Alert flare.
Lock in.
Now it's Trubisky. Steps away to his left. And the pressure gets to him again.
Boom, all day.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Chicago. We're back to Lambeau following these words. This is brought in at the 21. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they're going to make sure they love him up because he's helping.
And now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Come on. For real. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. That's how you hit. That's right. Kill.
Jumbo.
Now this time Rodgers will throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Leonard Floyd in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Come on, fellas.
Let's go.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
Stay on the slot. Check.
Gun.
Check 31.
Play fake. Rodgers. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. He's got a man complete. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you've got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Yeah, Liz.
On 1st down, Rodgers. Throws to Jones in the flat. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. The 30, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. The extra point up and good. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Rodgers now to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. This is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there as the first half is winding down. And the Packers are able to squeeze. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey, 4 down.
They'll start things on first with Corey Cohen. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On 1st and 10, Fisher escaping the pressure right. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
4 down.
Running game working on first down. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. down inside the 35 to the 34.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Tight left.
Hey. 4 down.
Looking to throw on second down. Fisher toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. This offense in desperate need of a conversion.
All right, now, lucky
as they
56.
come up on
Lucky
third
56.
down.
Throwing an island over there. Single receiver. Over.
On third down, Fisher.
Under 10.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. They're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
Watch tight end. Tight right.
Operating from the gun, Fisher. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Watch left. Tight end to the left. Tight end left.
Hey.
Throwing again, Fisher. And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. Third down here. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
We haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And that last penalty makes his third down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5.
Tight right. Solo out there. Check the outs out there.
4 down.
From the gun, Fisher into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Nick Perry with a pick. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams doing that back in the good old days.
They'll try to get the running game going with Jones. He's got the lane, and there he goes. 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Packers.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead.
Touchdown.
Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do think all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field, and the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said
All
is
right,
they
now,
went
lucky
back out there
56.
was, "Don't do
Lucky
that again."
56.
What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Set. 319. 319.
Check 99. Check 99.
Over.
He's crashing. He's checking.
Back to throw. Fisher flushed out right. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Yeah, baby.
We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Knowing each other's
Lucky
moves
56.
all game long. And they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've had them in check on the scoreboard.
Detroit. Over. Watch him now, Barney.
Throwing on third and long. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
I think we've seen this before.
All day.
Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, about number 3 right now. First quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. First and 15.
Hatchet. Hey, 58 is
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Woo!
Go to 50.
Twist. Let's go, Mike.
Hey, check 26.
Now this time he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Let's go, come on.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
I'll go over here.
The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Callie, strong left, Callie. Jumbo.
Don't be mad.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal.
Check. Jam him.
Hey,
They'll
50.
come out in the pistol. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Four down.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Watch
He'll get it up the middle, and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown.
Here we go.
A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Packers add on to their lead.
Woo! Okay, baby, I see you.
Now Crosby for the point after. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own
All right,
territory,
now, lucky
which
56,
means they're going to
lucky
lose the field
56.
position battle as a general rule.
Watch
What
it
they're
now,
looking
Barney,
for now
Barney.
is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The first play of the drive there is incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose. Down. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move. 4 down.
Gun!
Off play action, Fisher. And that's off the mark, incomplete. He was looking for Dante Moncrief that time. And that'll make it 3rd down.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back, I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Fisher, they'll roll him out right. Going deep for Moncrief. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Hey, 4 down. 4 down.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check. Lucky.
We are going.
Joker.
Shift.
Hey, check 20.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
It's coming, double up.
Yeah, Liz. Get it.
Play action. Now Rodgers. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43.
We got it.
Green 19.
Rodgers going to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Hey!
Play action. Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. We got 4. We got 4.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
Nice hit, boy.
Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more loud.
Guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
So this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do you keep feeding him the ball? First and foremost, they do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they keep handing it to him.
The Bears on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check.
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point.
Here, reset.
What's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout,
because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about team and no one wants to get back to those. You know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that A team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there. And
well, obviously, that's a question. What game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
3 down. 3 down.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break.
Hey.
This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Check 49, check 49.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like a Packer. Yeah, a Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity missed.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? It's like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
51's Mike. Mike's 51. Rabbit.
Hoka over here.
Alert 3.
Hey, check 26. Let's get it.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Green Bay, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Houston Texans next week. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will